Thank you very much. I can be quite brief. I'm Peter Smith. I'm normally at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, but I've had the privilege for the last several years of chairing GLOBVAC, the Global Health and Vaccinology Board of the Research Council of Norway. And it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this year's conference. The GLOBVAC programme has grown substantially over the past decade. About 10 years ago, in 2004, we had a relatively small budget of about 15 million Norwegian crowns a year. And over the past decade, that budget has grown about tenfold to we're now spending of the order of 120 million Norwegian crowns per year. And the demand for research funding in global health has increased commensurate with that increase in budget. And last year we funded 22 new projects and earmarked some special funding for research on the evaluation of an Ebola vaccine, which you'll be hearing more about later in the conference. A major objective of GLOBVAC is increasing the capacity for global health research in Norway. And even in my short tenure as chair of the board, there's been good evidence that this is happening. Last year, we invited ideas for large game-changing projects in global health research, and we're very pleased to get over 70 ideas submitted to the board, which we discussed and then focused down into 5 broad priority areas and 1 cross-cutting theme, and put out a call in these areas with a budget of 130 million kroner. By the deadline in February last month, we'd received 88 applications with a total budget of 1.4 billion Norwegian crowns. So I regret we're probably not going to fund all of those, but I think the number of submissions that we had really is an indication of the growing strength and interest in global health research in Norway. Important priorities for the GLOBVAC programme include reproductive and maternal health, including family planning, neonatal, child and adolescent health, including nutrition and child development. And it's timely that this year's conference addresses children's and women's health and rights. The future of global health research in Norway depends on attracting capable young scientists into global health research. And I think the potential in this regard has been previously mentioned, was well demonstrated by the student conference yesterday, which for the 3rd time has been held back-to-back with the GLOBVAC conference and attracted over 100 attenders at that meeting. We also launched a special call restricted to PhD students who are going to spend a year or more in a lower middle income country as part of their research, as we think that direct on-the-ground experience of working in low and middle income countries by Norwegians is vital for the continued development of this field. I think, as been previously mentioned, the size of this conference is very impressive, and I think also reflects the growing interest in global health research in Norway. It's grown 3- or 4-fold since the first conference, which in 2006 had about 80 participants, mostly Norwegian. But this year, as has been mentioned, we've got 360 registrants from 30 different countries. The GLOBVAC programme is part of one of the programmes of the Research Council of Norway, and on behalf of GLOBVAC and the Research Council, I'd like to thank all of the people who have been involved in the organisation of this conference. NORAD, who have funded the programme and have co-organised, the University of Oslo as co-funders, and particularly, as has been mentioned, the Interfaculty Network on Livelihoods in Developing Countries, which is this year's host. We're also very grateful to the Norwegian Forum for Global Health Research, which is an important partner for GLOBVAC in maintaining close contact with the Norwegian global health research community, but has also played a key role in the organisation of this year's conference, not least in providing 24 reviewers for the over 120 abstracts that were submitted for the conference. We'd also like to thank the sponsorship of the Norwegian Director of Health, the Directorate of Health, and the Norwegian Medical Association and the Medical Students Association. I think the organisers have put together a very interesting programme, and on behalf of the GLOBVAC board and the Research Council of Norway, I wish you all a nice and an interesting conference. Thank you.